Okay, here we are with another cryptic crossword solved from the Guardian newspaper. This is cryptic crossword number 28870, set by Harpo on the 23rd of September 2022. Harpo is a relatively new setter. I think has only ever appeared a couple of times, so we shall see what we get. So let's get things arranged. On across high altitude bases offering exceptional aspect from Alps. It's probably an anagram of aspect from Alps, where exceptional is some kind of anagram indicator. And you can make space platforms from that, which indeed are very high altitude bases. Okay, that's nice because that gives us some starters for the down clues. 7. Refuse, working with international telecom pioneer. Telecom pioneer that springs to mind immediately with the letter M at the beginning is Marconi, the Italian inventor of radio telegraphy, I believe. Why is that? Marc, M-A-R-C, is what you get at the end of winemaking, so it's actually refuse, as in things that are left over from wine in this case. And then on is working, is this thing on, and I for international fits that. 6 down. In seconds, forget about people slain with daggers. Forget about people slain with. Okay, in seconds, I thought about mo for second, but actually, if you look at the second letter of forget about people slain with, you get obeli or obeli, and I think that an obeli is a type of dagger. As it turns out, we're particularly up on knife knowledge. 10 across, bird regrettably chokes. That's an embed. You can see embedded in here is the word egret, and an egret is a type of bird. Chokes is a embed indicator of sorts. 12 across, bitterness, shown by Turkey abandoning Mediterranean port in campaign. Turkey abbreviates to TR if you look at the ISO code for the country. Which suggests that we're taking the letters TR out of a Mediterranean port, and the definition is campaign, I presume, which can often be almost these days a euphemism for war. Gallipoli. Gallipoli was a First World War campaign actually in Turkey, and why is that? Gall is bitterness, as in, you've got the gall to do this, that and the other. And then we're looking at Tripoli, which is a port in, I think, Libya. But if you take TR out of that, you're left with those remaining letters. 5 down, corridor covered with it. Rising fungus and lichen, or lichen, depending on how you want to say it. Say. Corridor covered with it. Rising fungus and lichen. Say. It will probably be some sort of term for lichen. I think it rising could be a reversal of it, as in IT going backwards, and I think it's probably on the outside of the clue. And then a corridor is a hall, and thaly presumably is a type of lichen, but I do not know. But we can confirm that with 9 across eventually. 4 down. Final flag hoisted above ship's stern, done in desperation at the 11th hour. If you do something at the 11th hour, it's often either too late or just before the point at which it makes a difference. I think I want this to be last gasp. Desperation at the 11th hour. What is that? Sag is the flag as a verb. Just going to put this in so I can see it. And then, yeah, so ship and then you've got sag in the middle of that. Okay. A 9 across ending in an A. Chap stopping full in afternoon meal, getting some water. Okay, some water here must be a reference to the name of a sea. Question is which one? Oh, and a fool is an ass, I suppose. Tea is an afternoon meal, so Tasman Sea makes sense. Let's go through that. We've got tea in there for afternoon meal. We've got man in there for chap, and we've got ass in there for fool. Okay, so it does support thaly as a lichen. 3 down. Ignoring Paul, shouted about celebrity with a glossy exterior. Must be enamelled for glossy exterior. Yeah. So if you ignore the poll on something, shouted is yelled out the Y, and then a name is a celebrity or well-known person, and that will give you enamelled. Oops. 11 across. English, easy about rubbish. Bilge. Whoops. Because that's glib, going backwards for about, and E for English. Son of David, rating peace for Israel, that's not hard. Absalom is son of David in the Bible. AB is able-bodied. And then we've got Shalom is peace without the H. One down. European tax-based changes more than sufficient to encourage antisocial behaviour. E for European. Tax-based plus another word for sufficient and anagramize it, I suppose. Encourage antisocial behaviour. I suppose ample is sufficient. Set a bad example would fit. Ruin. Perhaps as a march crosses left. Demolish. Demo-ish is a march, I suppose, if you think about it in that sense, plus an L. Border gradually moving. If you edge towards something, you're moving towards it, and edging is also another term for border. Deceiving band in double cross, that's been planned throughout. Must be string along or stringing along. Ring is a band. Just going to put this in so I can see. A ring is a band. And a sting is a cross. A double cross of deception. And if you walk along something, I suppose you're going in a certain way. "17 across looks unusual. Idyllic spot in Sudan, axed following setback. Oh, it's Xanadu. Xanadu was a reference to Coleridge's poem, Kubla Khan, and it's actually embedded going backwards, setback, inside the whole clue. It's there. "19. Moderate team primarily needing a goal to equalise. Moderate team, or moderate. Moderate is more likely for tone down. And one down is needing a goal to equalise, I suppose. Plus team primarily for the T. 24 across, old bandmaster provided by America. Provided by America. So USA, Sousa for John Philip, who was an old bandmaster. Embellished by dodgy press dude. Embellished. Must be an anagram of press dude, I suppose. Dodgy being the anagram indicator. If you embellish something, you dress up something, so dressed up would fit. 20 down. Pseudo switched, heading for interdisciplinary church organisation. Must be Opus Dei for church organisation. That's an anagram of pseudo. Plus an I for heading for interdisciplinary. 26. Turkey with plain dressing served around Northern Resort. Oh, see, Northern Resort could be anywhere. Not sure. The geography means it could be anywhere. 16 down might help. Negative duo that won't bond on record is entering retreat. On record could be EP. Lone pair. Chemistry. Yeah, lone pair are they're negatively charged electrons that don't bond with anything else. I seem to remember. And that works because you've got on EP for record and layer around the outside is a den or a retreat for an animal. This looks like it wants to be Llandudno in North Wales for a northern resort. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. Turkey is a dud. And Lano is a plane, I think, if I remember correctly. So we've got Turkey is a dud. Lano, I'm sure, is a plane. There's a grassy plain or something. And N for northern. Okay, 21 down. Explains about constant contributors to immune response. I want that to be T cells for an immune response of the body. Tells is explains. And constant, I guess, can be the letter C. In mathematics, that's typically found. 22 across. For example, a toothbrush might initially get rid of persistent pain. A toothbrush. Oh, for example, a toothbrush is in a. I think it wants to be a moustache because a toothbrush moustache was quite common, at least once upon a time. Let's put that in. So an ache is a pain. Initially might is the letter M at the beginning, and oust is get rid of. 18 down. Heartless upstart writes to cut gas for which there's no charge. Okay, if you're without charge, it's probably a neutron. Heartless upstart is the letter UT. R is an abbreviation for writing. Neon, of course, is a gas or an inert gas in this case. 25 across. Large old ship that's broad and slow. Broad and slow in the musical sense, Largo, and the Argo is the ship that Jason was on in search of the Golden Fleece. 23 down. Steak. Essentially rubbery in quality. Must be T-bone. Tone. Fit that. 27. Beneath loose pants, grip is inferior. Must be an anagram of pants, grip. Oh, beneath is under. Understrapping would be inferior. Well, there we have it. Harpo's third crossword, I believe, in the cryptic outing. Not too bad, I don't think. Some fairly difficult clues, but all in all, pretty good. Catch you on the next one.